Double Picture Show podcast. That is for you, and we are for you. We are in January. This episode is the first one of 2026. Although, truth be told, behind the scenes, we are recording this in December because we're front loading some of this stuff. Because, like we said, all January long, we're having guests on and introducing our guests well, he's the host of several podcasts now. Well, Dominic, go ahead and speak to the people. Say your piece.
Hey, this is Dominic. I'm sometimes known on the interwebs as Precious D. I host Monster Movie Fun Time Go, and I also have a new podcast called Mars Needs Movies. On the first one, we talk about kaiju movies, and on Mars Needs Movies, we talk about alien invasions, incursions, infiltrations, and visitations. And then I have one that's only got 3 episodes, but I'm hoping to add more soon, called Old Splain, Young Splain, where I explain old-timey things to youngsters, and then they explain newfangled things to me. And I got a angry message from a grammar Nazi on our YouTube. And yeah, he was like, I think he's deleted it because I went back to look at it. He was like, I was an English teacher for however many years, spent explaining, I can't remember what, past something. And then you come on and ask, did you ever? And I want to kill you. I gave you everything I've got. Well, I know it's not a lot, but I tried so hard. All the time we spent, wonder where it went. Why was time move on? I guess he was mad. I was asking the young kids a bunch of questions about old things if they had ever done them, and I guess I should have said, have you ever, instead of did you ever? Oh, and this guy wanted to murder me for that. So I responded, that seems like a bit of an overreaction. Did you ever consider therapy?
That's amazing.
And when I went back to find it to tell somebody about it, I couldn't find it. So I think he realized it was an overreaction and deleted it. Yeah, I was asking him. I was asking him if they had ever used a rotary phone or a pay phone. Had they ever called time and temperature or used a VHS or things like that? Just to kind of level set.
Speaking of those old phones, I remember my brother, he's like 6 years older than me. He had this job. I'm going to do air quotes here, job at this one store. And they did this like side thing where they took like old hotel phones or whatever and like took them apart and rehoused them. It was very weird. I remember going into the basement of that store and just being like, this is what you do? I was like 8.
I don't know why, but the oldest thing that I've ever had to do at a job was when I worked at Sears and the internet would go out, which happened daily. We would have to do credit card or debit card purchases with the old print machines where you had to like fold them down, do the carbon paper and do the numbers. Yeah, I had to do that several times. That was the thing at Sears a lot. Yeah,
my father used to work at Sears, I think when he was in law school. Hey. And he used to see Vincent Price on the elevator every now and then.
Oh, that's awesome. Because
Vincent Price used to, I guess, consult with Sears on their art collection. They had he collected fine art, and Sears wanted to sell art, but quality but affordable art to the people. So they brought Vincent Price in to do like a Vincent Price signature line of art for the home.
That's awesome.
So
that's why we have Dominic here. He is for the people. Right. And we're going to talk about a movie that you called dibs on way back when we first started this podcast. You were like, I want to do Cherry 2000. And I was like, okay, well, we've tried to do it a few times now, and different things have happened in our lives that have dissuaded us. And now we are here. And Cherry 2000. Why Cherry 2000?
I just really like this movie. It's got 2 of my favorite actors in it.
Oh.
I should. That's Brian James and Tim Thomerson.
Oh yeah, both.
Okay.
I was literally a card-carrying member of the Tim Thomerson fan club.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I am Facebook friends with Steve DeJarnett, the director of this film.
Oh, awesome.
We had a very brief correspondence.
Very
He sent me a message. I don't know if he just sent this first or we were friends already, but in 2015 he sent out a message to anyone on Facebook who liked Cherry 2000. So I guess there was an option to just like that film, to let them know that it had come out on Blu-ray. Okay. And that went to my filtered folder. So a year later, I stumbled across that message and responded. I told him, hey, I just saw this because of the filtered folder. And I wanted you to know that not only did I buy it on Blu-ray, but I pre-ordered it. And he was like, hey, cool. Yeah, I just checked that folder the other day. It's mostly junk in mine. And I tell him how much I love Cherry 2000 and I love low-budget 80s sci-fi and fantasy movies in general. And I used to lament there would never be a new one. And then Turbo Kid came out on Netflix. And then he tells me that the producer of Turbo Kid told him that he ran Cherry 2000 in his theater in New Zealand for 5 months straight. And it barely played at all here in the U.S. And then he tells me to check out Miracle Mile, and we chat briefly about that. And he mentions that he wrote Strange Brew. So I tell him how much I love that. And we talked briefly about it being about Shakespeare, because Strange Brew is based on Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Loosely.
Nice. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you've seen it, but it's Elsinore Castle.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I've seen it.
The woman's father has.
Oh my God.
It's Elsinore Brewery. Her father's just died, and her uncle is taking over the business.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I didn't get it. Oh, I'm an idiot.
No. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh, yeah, totally. I get that. Yeah. Strange Brew is one of those movies that I haven't seen in a long time, but when I was younger, I used to watch it a lot. And we're already talking about the director, so perfect segue.
Yeah.
We'll just continue talking about him. Also directed 11 episodes of the Lizzie McGuire Show, so there's a millennial collection for those listening, which is apparently most of our audience. So most of us watch the shit out of Lizzie McGuire.
I missed that one just by a little bit.
Oh God! See, this is where I was talking to Travis before Dom got here, and I was like, the different ages that we are is going to really show quite a bit in this, in terms of like how we encountered this movie in different ways. And now here we are already with Lizzie McGuire, a show that I grew up watching and have large parts of it memorized, and neither one of you missed you by a little bit, and the other
just
way
by a couple years.
Yeah, you should check out Lizzie McGuire, Travis. I actually think both of you, honestly, for like a kids show, it is pretty. It is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but for the most part,
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it was a good time. He also directed 2 episodes of Nash Bridges, which is that Cheech Marin and John Johnson TV show, which used to come on. I kind of like that show.
Yeah.
As well as 2 episodes of ER, Miracle Mile, already discussed. And then he would write Strange Brew, Future Sport, 1 episode of Eon Flux, that MTV anime they used to do back in the day. Yeah. And 1 episode of The X-Files. He would be the writer of the season 2 episode that focused on the invisible elephant. And as I say that, I know Dom hates The X-Files and Travis couldn't get into it. So that's the episode title. It's not going to help either one of you. But there's an episode that largely deals with an invisible elephant. And,
Jesus Christ.
He wrote that episode. And Strange Brew.
So people were literally talking about the elephant in the room? Like,
there's more to it than that. But
but I'm sure
premise
I can almost guarantee that's how it started.
That's the premise of the episode. Some episodes of X-Files are hits and some are misses. It is what it is. There's like 1,000.
It's a fun challenge for like TV show stuff. Like take an old adage or something, like a cliche or something, and just be like, make a movie around that. Like invisible elephant. There we go.
Okay. The X-Files turned it into at least half an hour of good quality television.
I mean,
Mostly
it's good money
centered
where
on
you can get it.
sexual tension. Underlying sex. Speaking of underlying sexual tension, that probably didn't exist in the writers' room, but there were two writers on this film, and both of them have like interesting careers. So the first one is also one of the producers. I'm not positive on the pronunciation of either of their last names, but I will try my darndest best, like we do on all of these movies that we talked about. This is actually not a foreign film, which, if you've been listening to the show as a long-time listener, you've noticed that basically the last Travis, 3 months, we've only talked about foreign films.
Basically, yeah.
We kind of got bored with the USA a little while ago. That's not the only thing we have in common with The Clash. So
Nice.
Here we go. Lloyd Fonavelle. Sorry on the pronunciation. He's also one of the writers on The Mummy, of which the one with Brendan Fraser. There were 6 writers on that movie, 6 credited writers. If you go behind the scenes, maybe 20 uncredited writers of The Mummy.
God.
There were a lot of writers on The Mummy. The movie went through a lot of rewrites.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I'm surprised it came out so good. Usually that's a sign of a terrible movie.
That is usually a sign of that is usually a bad sign, yeah. So his version of The Mummy was more traditional to The Mummy. It was going to be like a kind of like B horror movie in the traditional Universal sense, which is what he grew up liking, and if you look at his credits, that's kind of a lot of what he did. He also would be the writer of the TV movie and director of the TV movie Gotham, which is kind of like a Tommy Lee Jones, like moody little noir thing that came out. Anyway, it's okay. But The Mummy was his biggest credit beyond this one. And of the 6 writers of The Mummy on our podcast now, we have talked about almost all of them as this movie gets. They keep kind of circling back around in different ways. The Mummy does. Speaking of which, it's apparently Brendan Fraser and them are coming back and doing another one. So hey,
I've heard some rumor of that.
I have middling feelings about
it's
this.
gone from rumor to now they're signed on for it. Yeah, it's
Well, I mean, of all, I'm kind of getting sick of the rehashing IPs, but
that's
this
very
one.
tiresome.
God, I mean, it's already been screwed up by all the sequels, so why not?
I think Brendan Fraser has a lot of goodwill currently, so hopefully that doesn't extend a little bit further into this, but also hopefully they don't make him.
Hopefully they don't
just kind of ruin that goodwill because it could
Right?
easily happen.
Oh, it could.
Yeah. Next writer here is a man named Michael Almenreda.
Ooh.
Yeah. We will actually talk about him several times in the course of our podcast, so hopefully eventually I learn how to say his name properly. He actually is the writer of a movie and director of a movie that I really fucking like. I show it in my English class, and that is Hamlet 2000 with Ethan Hawke.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Okay.
It's a weird ass take. Yeah, it's like a modernization and kind of like a weird take on Hamlet. It's just fun to show a clip of it, just to show kids in high school to be here's Hamlet turned into something a little different than what you might think it is. It's just, I just show one clip of it. And I also love Ethan Hawke, as people listen to the show.
Yes.
Very much clearly know. I've talked about how much I love Ethan Hawke a lot. He was actually...
this is the Hamlet... This is the Hamlet from 2000. It's not called Hamlet 2000.
No, it's not called Hamlet 2000. It's from the year 2000. There's just been many versions of
Yes.
Hamlet.
Yes.
Yeah. He also did Tesla, that bio movie that came out in 2020 that kind of came out. I think it was one of the streaming services. It also stars Ethan Hawke, so they kind of have a working thing that they kind of work together quite a bit.
Hey, if you get to work with anyone, why not Ethan Hawke?
He also would do the Twister movie from 1989 with Crispin Glover, not the one with Bill Paxton that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Different Twister. This is a very, very good. This is more of a dramatic movie about the aftermath of a tornado.
Crispin Glover is the reson sometimes I'll just go Miat, because there's a movie called what was it On the River or something like that.
Yeah.
With him and Keanu Reeves, and Keanu Reeves' character was named Matt. So Crispin Glover is just Matt. So
this is not it's not a Chubby Checker biopic.
Nice.
No.
Okay.
Different movie as well. He would also be the writer of Until the End of the World, which is a Another movie that we'll talk about eventually. Which I have not seen that all the way through. It's one of those movies that is very kind of slow. So when I started watching it, I was like, I need to rewatch this. It's one of those movies that I was watching it like casually with my wife, and then we were both not really paying attention. And I like had to pause it and be like, this movie is better, and I need to like actually watch it when I can pay attention to it.
Yeah.
It's not one of those ones that I could kind of just have in the background, do other things, and just kind of keep up with. So about 20 minutes into it, I paused it and was like, for another day. So those are the writers and the director. Here's the cast. So there's a lot, and a lot to say about a lot of these people. First up, we got Melanie Griffith, who has been in a lot of things. We can talk about everything she's been in, and that would take forever. So just some things those of you listening might have seen: Body Double, Working Girl, Milk Money. There's one that I grew up watching a lot of.
That's one I grew up with.
Yeah, Another Day in Paradise. That's a fun movie. Did you ever see that, Travis?
Another Day in Paradise. You have to remind me.
It's James Woods, and they're like Travis, like a road trip movie.
Oh, I think I do know that one. I don't
use.
think I've actually. God, that's so long ago.
Yeah, it was 90s. Very, very 90s movie.
Yeah, I think I caught it on like HBO or Showtime or one of those movie channels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it used to be on there all the time.
I don't think I think it was one of those movies I didn't see from like either the beginning or something. Like, so I don't have a big memory of it, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I like that movie. It's one that it's like it's like not the only, but one of the only James Woods movies that I can really like. And then she was also in Cecil B. Demented, which is another really kind of fucked up movie. That's also fun. Yeah. Joining her in the lead is David Andrews, who we will talk about a lot in this podcast. He would show up later on in World War Z, as well as, he's in Terminator 3, which less said about that, the better. Less said about that, the better. But one day we'll have to do a whole episode about that. I saw that movie in fucking theaters, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's the worst place to...
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Terminator 3 is awful. He would also be in Jag, though. That was a TV show that was on for a really long time.
I didn't get white-haired enough to watch that at the time, so I didn't meet the senior qualification for that show.
Well, yeah, to get more into military court dramas.
Like, did anybody watch that was like under like 60?
I don't know. I put that in the NCIS category of just like, why?
Yeah, right.
Why is this a thing?
People are watching them. I don't know who, but somebody is watching these shows.
Somebody's watching these.
Anyway. He would also be in Apollo 13 and The Boys, which is kind of a more current thing he's been in.
I need to get back into that, I guess. I had kind of fallen off.
I can't do that show. I can't do it.
It was pretty good. I think it's becoming, I don't know, the parody is slipping. It's like, I don't think people are getting it anymore, or I don't think people got it from the beginning,
Wow.
It's supposed to be a satire, I think.
That's kind of the premise, but I liked The Boys. My wife didn't like it. We watched the first episode. I think it was the first episode together, and I think her comment was like, "It's way too violent for me." And so she just
that's a fair critique, honestly.
She could not get past the overwhelming amount of just graphic violence that was in the first couple episodes, and I was like, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Playing Cherry in the movie Chev Cherry 2000, although not necessarily anywhere close to one of the leads. She's really not really in the movie much after the beginning and then the end. Is Pamela Gidley. And she was in Dudes. Did you ever see that movie, either of y'all?
Which one?
The John Cryer punk rock movie from the 80s.
Shit. I never actually saw it. I want to, though.
No.
Oh, yeah. I think it's on Tubi.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Tubi.
It's called Dudes. It's a good time. It's a fun time. She would also be in a Highway to Hell
movie. God.
John Cryer punk movie. Yeah. Twin Peaks, the Firewalk, the Twin Peaks. I forget the title. The fucking Twin
Firewalk
Peaks
with Me.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Is it not?
No, God no.
No, it isn't.
I don't know. No. I need to. I'm trying to make my way through the Twin Peaks show, and
the Twin Peaks show is good, but that movie
what I've seen of it, I really like. And then, I didn't know it was bad. Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
owe
not.
my dad an apology. He said it was very stupid and bad, and I was like, "It's you just don't understand David Lynch, man." So now I owe him an apology.
Well, yeah, you do. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. There are parts of Twin Peaks that are also kind of stupid and dumb at times too. I mean, it is,
Yeah, but stupid
David Lynch
and dumb.
loves some surrealism.
Don't. This is always, and this is I don't know why this is my thing, but I always say stupid doesn't always equal bad. So
That's true.
I like
The
a lot
Stupids
of
is a
things,
very good movie. I enjoy The Stupids.
Thank you. Listeners of the show will know that is the hill I die on.
Mhm.
That The Stupids is art. It is.
Yep.
It is well crafted and it is good. So,
Tom Arnold singing "I'm My Own Grandpa." It doesn't get any
I'm my
better
own
than that.
grandpa. Yes. I mean, oh God. I feel so validated right now.
I see you, Travis. I see you.
There it is.
You are seen. You've been seen. Live on the air.
This might have the
Speaking of
unfortunate
being
for me
Oh,
side
go
effect of I may not talk about it much anymore because I'm like I don't need to. It's not as controversial for me anymore. So.
Next up is Marshall Bell, who would be in Starship Troopers. There's one we'll talk about eventually, and
Awesome.
as well as Operation Dumbo Drop and Airheads.
Nice.
And then there's Harry Carey Jr., who maybe we won't. I don't know if we'll ever talk about Harry Carey Jr. again. Dude has been in like tons and tons and tons of westerns. Him and actually Ben Johnson were in like 9 different movies together, which is also this movie has a little bit of like a western like a theme to it at times.
Yeah.
A lot of post-apocalyptic movies do, as we've noticed. And this movie definitely, with the casting, just kind of plays right into that because there's some casting that's just like straight from the Western movies. And Harry Carey Jr. represents that. He would actually be in Tombstone a couple years after this, and that would be one of his last credits before he unfortunately passed. As well as Gremlins, which is maybe the only other non-Western that he would maybe be known for outside of this one. And then there's Mr. Lawrence Fishburne, a man that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We talked about The Colony. Yeah. We said one day when we do a post-apocalyptic Hall of Fame, we will have to include him in it because he shows up in a lot of these movies.
Yeah.
It's funny because when you look at like the DVD releases of this, especially ones that are from like bootlegs, they highly mention Lawrence Fishburne is in this movie. He's in it for like a second.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
maybe
he's a big part.
he's maybe a little bit more than that. No. Is it just the one scene, right?
Yep, he's a lawyer at the
That's it.
end.
Okay, yeah, it's just the one scene.
Yep.
Yeah. He's
got like one line.
That's it. Yeah, he's got one line in this movie, but there he is. Oh Lord! So yeah, he's featured here in the cast, as well as some more people in the cast that actually do a little bit more. Is we got Brian James, who we already talked about a little bit here.
Yeah,
awesome.
But he has been in tons and tons of things: Scanner Cop, Frogtown 2, House 3, Tango and Cash, Steel Dawn, Crime Wave, Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Also, one episode of Highlander, the TV show.
Blade Runner.
Oh yeah,
Blade Runner. And yeah.
So
kind of a guy that we will see again and again. And then we have Tim Thomerson, which we also already talked about. As Dom mentioned, he was a big fan of his. He was Near Dark, Doll Man, Trancers, a bunch of movies.
Yep, 5 out of 6 Trancers movies.
Yeah. 5 out of the 6 Trancers movies. I own 3 of the Trancers movies. I'm trying to grab them all on DVD eventually.
I have a DVD set that has 3 of them, I think, and I think the rest are on Tubi, including a short film.
Yes. Tubi is definitely helps fill in a lot of the cult movie,
they're the best
collections. Yeah,
they're the
hopefully
best.
They don't get taken off anytime soon. We have to deal with that because that would be very annoying. We got Ben Johnson, who we've actually talked about before. He would be in The Swarm, which we reviewed several episodes ago, as well as The Town That Dreaded Sundown, Angels in the Outfield, and The Wild Bunch.
Nice.
And then speaking of
a little closer to home, he was in The Last Picture Show.
He was in the Last Picture Show. Yes, yes, yeah, he was. He is in the movie that we take our name from, which is not a post-apocalyptic movie, but is a movie that we want to one day talk about because both of us really like it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
And then we get a little cameo. I guess a little cameo. I mean, he's in the movie almost as much as Lawrence Fishburne is. We get a little appearance from Samurai Cop's nemesis himself, Robert Zdarsky, who was in Maniac Cop 3, as well as Dragon Bite. A man with a very memorable chin.
I just saw him in a terrible movie. It was on Riff Tracks. Was doing it.
Oh yeah,
Guns of El Chupacabra.
Oh,
it is. Oof. It is
recently actually heard about that movie.
I think it is actually worse than Manos: The Hands of Fate.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a bold.
Yep. Yeah.
I have to watch this now.
The thing is, Manos, it is bad, but it has a clear plot and it's clear who the characters are and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And Guns of El Chupacabra does not.
Oh, you're selling me here.
So, but you gotta watch it. Well. Gotta watch it with the riff tracks. You could not make it through without it.
Well, yeah, that's like Manos.
But they were like, we have a new worst movie, and I think Mike in particular was angry. Angry at the movie.
Angry that it existed.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully none of us are angry this movie exists.
And there are sequels.
Oh hell yeah!
No.
Yeah.
Let's dive into the background here a little bit of Cherry 2000, and then we'll dive into the music, and then get into the plot. So, Melanie hated this movie. She has gone on record as saying she was not a fan of this, although she has acknowledged that there is a cult audience to it. But she was not a fan of this movie. Baby, yes. Yeah. She just had
2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so,
oh, God. That's a bad time to be like, and now you're doing a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. So she definitely is not a super big fan of it, but I
think that would color my my memory of it, or at least my opinion of it.
We also get to props from one movie we talked about, Day the Earth Stood Still, is seen very clearly. Whatever at the beginning of the movie. Did you miss that? And Forbidden Planet. Yeah, we haven't talked about that movie.
Oh,
that's right. Whenever he's going
Robbie the Robot. Robbie the Robot and Gort are both in the robot repair shop.
Yeah. Whenever he first takes Cherry to get repaired, and then the guy takes him into the back. That's like the very first part. He's been on a little cart. Yeah, you see the little. Yeah, it's there. This movie was actually filmed in 1985. Excuse me. And then it was just basically just set around, and they didn't know how to market it.
Oh,
yeah. It wasn't a movie where like they were like, "Oh, we hate it" or anything like that. As the director has said, like it wasn't a movie that the production studio was like, "We hated this." They just had no idea how to sell it, so it didn't come out. It was originally slated to come out on August 15th, 1986. It didn't come out until February of '88, and even then, barely anyone saw it when it came out. It wouldn't really come out until November of '88, when it would be on VHS, where a lot more people actually finally got to see it.
Yeah, I just listened.
Were you able to see this one in theater, Dom?
No. Well, I guess I could talk about that now. I did not see this film for a long time. I'm not sure when I first saw it. So you would think from the time period that I would have seen it. I was aware of it for a long time, but for some reason I never saw it, even though it was on HBO constantly. I think I just rewatched this yesterday with the director's commentary.
Oh, nice!
Because I watched it, I don't know, a couple months ago when we said we were going to do it, and he was he was crediting HBO a lot for helping with the popularity of the film because they played it
that would make
lot.
Sense.
But for years, I thought this movie, because of the title, was a much raunchier movie than it is.
Same.
And it starts out making you think it's going to be that kind of movie, and then it isn't at all.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that had something to do with either not watching it or wanting to watch it. But yeah, I was aware of it for a long time before I ever sat down and watched the whole thing. And then, of course, like I said, I pre-ordered the Blu-ray because I really wanted to own it.
Yeah,
so I watched it a few times since then.
Yeah, I was aware of it, but had never watched it for a long time. Similar to what y'all were saying, based on the title and seeing it like at I don't even think they had it at the Hastings that I grew up going to, or the Blockbuster or anything like that. Maybe the video one on like a VHS copy, but same thing. I thought it would be raunchier, just based on the cover art of the how it looks, and then the title, and then didn't watch it for a very, very long time. Not because I thought it was raunchy or anything like that. Just like I was a child. So, my parents were going to be like, yes, Cherry 2000, you can have that little child, but so it took me a long time to finally watch it. And then when I did it starts off kind of a little like, you're like, oh, okay, this is kind of going to be that kind of a movie. And then it quickly kind of dives into this like completely different other theme and tone that is very different than that. And it's very
And it makes a few quick passes at being sexy, like that first scene with the bubbles, and then Melanie changing her shirt, but we don't actually see anything.
No,
and
which would have really upset like a 13-year-old me, but so it's probably better that I didn't catch it.
It's one of those movies that I can totally understand the studio having a hard time figuring out how to sell it. Like it's not a movie that I'm like, oh, that's stupid that like they were wrong there. No, I get it. It's like, yeah, this movie would be hard to figure out. Like it's kind of like a futuristic Western about sex robots and a man, like, but it's also kind of got like a nice kindness, kind of like almost a sweetness to it that you don't see coming. And it's very endearing. And it's just very, it kind of goes into these weird things that you were like, how the hell do you sell this movie?
Well, and it's ultimately the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
It is.
It literally.
The real sex spot was the friends we made along the way.
That reminds me of that Norm Macdonald joke. I've been listening to a lot of Norm Macdonald stand up on YouTube. I fell down another rabbit hole, and you would think a gold ship is very valuable, but it's not. The most valuable ship is friendship.
Oh God, damn.
I loved that was a joke. I believe he said David Letterman or Conan.
Wow.
I'm not sure.
I think it was Conan.
Conan, yeah, it was a good time. So another good time was the soundtrack of this, which actually did come out. It was very, very, very few copies. Only 1,500 copies of the original CD were released. Very, very few. It has since been re-released in 2004. That copy is not nearly as sought after, but the original copy has sold for quite a bit of money, about $2,000, I believe, was the original CD has sold for. If you have, there was only 1,500 of them, though, so very, very few, very, very few. Movie cost $10 million to make and made $14,000, which I did a little research, and the average cost of a movie ticket in 1988 was $4.11. Now that is averaged, obviously. I can't say where this movie came out in America on February 5th of 1988 to tell you the exact statistic. But if we keep that number in mind, $4, and we round up to $4.25, that would mean about 3,000 something people saw this movie when it came out.
Wow.
So if you're listening, one of those 3,000, leave a comment. There you go. Because apparently you're in very select company. Only about 3,000 people saw Cherry 2000 on the marquee and said, fuck yeah, checking that out tonight. And I wonder if they liked it. I wonder if they left confused, or if they were like, that was a good movie, or if they were like, watched the first 5 minutes and were like, what in the hell?
But it ran for 5 months in New Zealand, so.
Yes, I was going to say, it did have better success overseas.
I'm looking at a copy of this soundtrack that includes music from No Man's Land on Amazon, and it's $59.34. That's still way too much.
Yeah. That
This-
is quite a bit.
This looks like it's the reissue. So even the reissue is going for too much.
CDs are climbing up in value anyway. I guess the Gen Zers are more into CDs now.
But you can just go on YouTube and listen to it. So,
well, yes, you can go on YouTube, but like as I was like, the Gen Zers are getting into CDs. The kids that I teach in high school, because they can't have their cell phones, right? So they have started. They I swear to God, this happened. This interaction happened, and it made me feel like both happy and sad for the world. But this kid, I won't say his name, but this kid comes up to me, and he goes, Mr. Patton. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, they don't let us have cell phones at school anymore. And I was like, no. He's like, well, I focus better when I listen to music. And I was like, oh, same. I do the same whenever I'm trying to write. I like to listen to music. He's like, well, my sister let me have this. And he pulls it out of his backpack. And it is a Sony CD player.
Wow.
With the old headphones that like plug into the side of it.
Yeah.
God.
He's got like a car sleeve of CDs that his sister gave him.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let you have that today.
Yes.
I don't even care. I was like, that's funny that's what we've come to. That y'all like, I was like, can't have cell phones. So what do? CD players. So I was like, you know what?
That's amazing.
Funny. It's funny that we've come full circle.
Beautiful.
It's coming back around. Oh, Lord. Speaking of coming back around, the internet, I did find one interesting fact that I cannot confirm. Because it's only referenced in one place. It's one of those IMDb facts that's got like one source. So I don't know if it's true. I'd have to ask the director, which, hey, Dom, maybe if he's still a friend on Facebook, pass the question along.
We are. I will tell him when this episode's coming out, and then I can ask him the question.
According to IMDb, Kevin Costner was offered a role but had to drop out because he had already agreed to do Silverado.
Yeah,
which would have meant the fourth time we've talked about Kevin Costner if he was in this movie. Which I just don't know what role he would be.
I can't. Yeah, well, I assume
I
the
can't
lead.
visualize him. That's what I'm thinking. Like, other than the lead, like where else would he be in the movie? But he would have been a young
trying to
Kevin
remember.
Costner.
I think he might talk about it on the director's commentary.
Okay, we got to listen to the director's
I think he mentions it. I know he mentions that Nicolas Cage was supposed to star in Miracle Mile.
Yes,
but
we'll talk about that one.
It was like a rug pull. They were just trying to. He was never going to do it, but they let him think he was going to do it because, it was one of those Hollywood negotiating things for some other thing. But I don't know if you've seen Miracle Mile and if you're going to talk about it or already talked about it.
Oh yeah, one day we definitely will.
But I think it's Anthony Anderson, I believe. I think he's the better choice. I think Nicolas Cage would have just made everything weird, and it would have become more about him than about the situation. So
possibly. I'd have to watch it again with the context of Nicolas Cage in mind. But I love Miracle Mile. I think that movie's great. I think Cherry 2000 was great.
Yeah.
This is one of those directors that, like, early in his career has like knocked it out of the park, like back to back time.
He mentioned that Harlan Ellison chastised him for speaking poorly of Cherry 2000. So, if you don't know, folks, Harlan Ellison's a fairly famous science fiction writer and curmudgeon, professional curmudgeon.
Yeah. Professionally angry at clouds, man.
Yes. So, but if he praises your science fiction movie, you're doing okay, I think.
Yeah.
So
doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this movie would come out on VHS in the United States on November 17th, 1988, which would be where most people would eventually see it at, or see the initial copy of on VHS, and that would be the one that, according to some statistics, it seems like it took off pretty well. It immediately kind of had good luck. It had a good time finding a cult and an audience fairly quickly on VHS because it has developed quite the cult following. And you can see that on Rotten Tomatoes. 38% of critics liked this movie. Yeah, and 42% of audiences, though.
That's not high enough. Fuck those
I
idiots.
was about to say.
Not. A lot of people also just don't put on Rotten Tomatoes. So, like, there's a lot of movies like I don't bother ever posting anything on. I also don't do it on Letterboxd. God knows how many movies on. Like I started Letterboxd. I know.
I immediately
follow you on Letterboxd. I know what movies you're watching because I follow you on Letterboxd.
In fact, well, I need to log since I rewatched this yesterday. I need to relog it. So thanks for reminding me.
I tried.
I usually go on Letterboxd immediately.
Immediately, yeah. I tried doing it. I started doing it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I like this. Like, I'm going to do it." And then I'll just be like, "Yeah, I forgot." And then one forget becomes like, "Oh, I've watched like 20 movies, and I haven't put any of them on there." And then it's like, "Oh, yeah, well, I might as well not even bother." Yeah.
And so. I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd. Nice. I don't do Rotten Tomatoes enough, but I will go on there and give this one a good rating so that.
Yeah. So let's get into the Travis trivia of 2 different dates. We're going to look at the day that came out to those 3,000 people that got to see it, as well as we're going to look at the time it came out on VHS, because it's interesting what songs were in the chart. Basically, at 2 different data points within 1988, February and then November, what was going on in the world, and then the music. So on February 5th, 1988 would be a memorable moment for the WWE. This is like the only memorable thing that apparently was happening. I mean, there was also like Noriega got indicted for drug smuggling and money laundering on this day. But like other than that, this was the big thing happening on 1988, and that was Andre the Giant would beat Hulk Hogan for the world title on Saturday night's main event.
Okay.
That was the big thing there. The big songs in the charts.
I would remember that more than any kind of like Noriega thing, because I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I was 1. So I also, surprisingly enough, was not keeping abreast of drug smuggling going on in the world. There you go. Should have been, though. Should have been. The songs that were in the charts, we've talked about her a couple of times on this show. She was big in the 80s. God damn, she was huge in the 80s. 2 songs here at this time. 1 single word, not Madonna. Tiffany. I Think We're Alone Now and Could Have Been. Both big in the charts at this time.
Oof. I only know I Think We're Alone Now cover.
We've covered a couple of... You know Weird Al's version? Is that it?
Oh, God, do I know that one?
I'm familiar with the Weird Al version, and I'm familiar with. I love Tiffany. I think I'm a
like clone now.
That's right. That's so good.
We've covered a couple of Tiffany movies on Monster Movie Fun Time Go.
Yeah, I was going to say she also is an actress who's appeared in some stuff.
Yes, some.
We have yet to talk about any of her movies on our show, but maybe one day.
Yeah.
Another big song was Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles. I fucking love that song.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's a cover.
That's such a good song. Such a good song. Yeah,
that's
it is a cover.
2 covers we're talking about here in a row.
Yeah. And then the last big song, which would also be a popular song in November of 88, was I Need You Tonight by NXS.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love NXS.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of November, when this movie came out on VHS, so a few months later, we still had NXS with I Need You Tonight.
Nice.
We also have Giving You the Best I've Got by Anita Baker.
I don't think I know that song.
It's a deep cut. Desire by U2. Remember that song?
Yep.
I hate that song.
It's
awful fucking song. That's one of my least favorite U2 songs. Anytime anyone's like, I love U2, I point out that song to be like, yeah, that song was annoying. Yeah, that's fucking annoying. Kokomo by the Beach Boys. Speaking of annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the most obnoxious Beach Boys song ever written.
I can't think of it now, though, without thinking about Space Force.
Yeah. And then the other big song at this time was Bad Medicine by Bon Jovi.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know you love your hair metal, so there you go.
Oh, God, yes.
Ending with a little hair metal before we take our little break. So We're going to take a little break and come back and talk about the plot. See you guys in a second.
Hello. I'm Orson Welles. I direct films and act in them. What we're always trying for, of course, is perfection. In a film, that's only a hope. But with
Final Picture Show podcast.
you can rely on it. Perfection.
Everybody, welcome back to the show. Hopefully you have gotten yourself a beverage, as I have.
Nice.
And let's talk about the plot of Cherry 2000. So we've talked about the beginning already and how it kind of starts and sets this tone that the rest of the movie doesn't really follow necessarily. But the premise of the movie is basically the year 2017, right?
The distant future?
Distant future, the year of 2017, a year that we're coming up on a fucking 10-year anniversary of our. God,
Well, that made me want to vomit a little.
yeah, dude. Yeah, no, 2025 kicked my ass. So I've been like looking at like I'm like, is 2026 going to be better? And I'm like, oh, it's 10 years since 2016, which would mean that it's now. I'm approaching my almost 20th year since graduating grad school.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting old. Getting to be an old man.
Shit.
So yeah, 2017 seems like a distant memory, but yeah, 2017 is the setting here, and the movie doesn't make a big thing about it. It's not like some of the other sci-fi movies that we have and will talk about that make like a big thing about the year, you know, and then it's kind of goofy that it's like, oh, well, the year's already come and gone and nothing like that happened. So I do like that it's not like obnoxious about it. It's not like everyone's like, not in the year 2017.
I would recommend to the filmmakers out there, just don't put the year. Don't say what year it is.
Just say
20XX, like Mega Man, 20XX.
Wasn't Max Headroom like 23 minutes in the future?
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah. I don't think like unless the year matters for some specific reason, I don't think why put the year. It rarely matters. We'll talk about some sci-fi movies coming up in a couple months here. We've already got our schedule kind of planned out for the year now.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some movies coming up that the year does matter, and that year has already passed, and that's kind of funny. But this one, 2017, so the United States has been broken into like all these different zones that all have different names. And there's also like economic crisis. I'm describing the present.
I was about to say.
Other than the current zonage, although, I mean, if you want to, you can
pretty close to that too.
I was going to say, writing on the wall looks like it's coming there.
Yeah, you beat me to it though when you were saying all that. I was like, okay, can we talk about the movie though?
And we are hypersexualized, and yet we have a hard time with interpersonal communication and relationships between humans, and that has caused males to seek companionship in robotic form, android form, gynoids, I believe they're called. Gynoids. Yes. So yeah, basically they're fuckbots is kind of the, I mean, which actually was the premise of a movie that came out in 2025 that I mentioned I really liked, Companion. That kind of has not as same premise this movie does, but it kind of plays off of similar kind of like ideas. At least initially.
I've not finished
Takes different direction. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's the one I mentioned that has Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah,
that's right.
It's good. And it also has, he's in so many movies this year.
Is that the Megan Fox one?
Huh?
Is that the Megan Fox one?
I don't think Megan Fox is in that one.
Okay, she's in another one playing a robot then.
Yeah. This has, what's his face? He was in Novocaine as well as so many movies this year.
Dennis Quaid's kid?
Dennis Quaid's kid, yeah.
I'm forgetting his Jack Quaid.
Yeah, he's also in Companion. Yeah.
How is
See, we'll edit around all that to make it sound like we knew exactly who we were talking about.
Dennis Quaid named his kid a perfect action movie name?
He did, yes.
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid, yeah. And Jack Quaid has become something of an action movie. At least this year. God, he's been in so... As I was almost finished saying the thought, me and my wife were watching movies this weekend, and we were talking, and we were watching another movie that he was in that we hadn't seen yet. And we were both like, God, how many movies have we watched that he was in this year? And we looked at him up. Every movie he was in 2025, I've seen. I watched every single movie he was in this year, and I was like, damn, all right. Somehow you've become one of my favorite actors without even me realizing it. So it snuck up on me, but damn, I like him in that movie. He would be if you remade this movie in 2026, he would be a great person to put in this movie. Yeah, he'd be great. So yeah, the lead, played by David Andrews, he comes home and he and his robot get a little intimate, and unfortunately,
we don't know it's a robot right away.
We don't yet, unless you've seen the movie before, and then you do. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you've seen it before. If not, spoiler alerts: she's a robot. And you find that out because she gets water in her, which is not a problem in the movie Companion. They have solved that issue.
Bad design.
That's
very poor design. Yeah.
You'd think somebody would be like, "Hey, well, it's almost like a Death Star design. Like
basically, it's almost like you miss the obvious. It's like
I have to assume that something just went wrong. That it was designed better, and
you would assume
it's just getting
otherwise that's
because
poor
surely
the first thing you're gonna want to take that thing in the tub or the shower or whatever, or the swimming pool. That's
just like if it's designed for sex, then it's probably going to get some level of fluid in it. So you should probably prepare for that. Just saying. Not pointing out anything that I think anyone designing it didn't already know. So there's a little bit of a thing there, but it does kind of they do kind of allow you to infer around it, like it was an older design, so on and so forth. Because it is an issue where he takes it, and after it short circuits on the kitchen floor during sexy time, takes it to a repairman where he gets told like, oh, she can't be fixed, but that disc is high dollar, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And the disc has her entire personality, and it's very comically 80s. It's like a fucking tiny ass CD. Now it would be like it would be non-existent. It would exist in the cloud,
Yeah.
If you really wanted it, maybe we could put it on like a tiny little jump drive for you, but
Yeah,
I love 80s movies that try to predict the future, and it's like they have the right idea, but they're just a little off.
Retrofuturism is the best. I think Alien is my favorite example. I love it. God.
Well, it wasn't retro when it was made.
It wasn't retro. Okay.
On Alien, but in Alien Earth, in the recent show Alien Earth, they still have to do the same kind of interface.
So it becomes
Alien Earth is retrofuturism because
Alien Earth is great.
They still make their computers look like the ones in the old Alien.
Yeah, it's a real hindsight kind of thing. It's like coming from it later on, whenever the thing did not happen the way they thought it would, or the way it's shown. So retrofuturism is very much like a nostalgia thing, almost like it's like, hey, remember that?
It's just like
there's tons of movies from the 80s that like kind of foreshadow the internet in terms of like how important and connectivity it is, but they completely miss the ball on like the interface of a modern desktop, and that it's not just all like green text on a black background. Like we developed something a little bit more than that.
We're also not jacking in directly either.
We aren't.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Some of us though. Well, so he basically gets told, like, the only model that you can find to replace, because he wants that exact one, right? The guy shows him other models. He's like,
he's trying to upsell him a little.
Trying to upsell him. Come on, take a look at my wares. See what I have for you. I get 30% commission on every sell, so, stick around. And the guy, he's like, I really just want, I want this model. You know, I had a thing for the classic Cherry 2000, which apparently is now only in a warehouse that is in Zone 7.
Yeah.
And there we have conflict. Basic storytelling. Oh my,
Nice.
he needs something he can't have. We have to go and find it. So he goes back, and this is where we kind of get a little bit of context that he's like a successful businessman. You know, we see him at work, and his friends try to take him to a bar to meet like real women, and we see like what real relationships are, where they're like you go pick up a woman from a bar, and it's like a contract you have to have with a lawyer about all these different things. It's very.
And he didn't bring his demo reel with him. Fucking asshole.
He did not bring his demo reel with him. Which, I mean, what the hell are you here for?
Exactly. She was rightfully pissed, honestly.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. It's like going to a singles night if you're married. It's like, well, are you here to party? No. Then why are you here? Like, what are you doing? Go home. Right. You know, you do it. You know? She's very annoyed that he's there, and rightfully so. This is where we also get our one appearance of Mr. Morpheus himself.
Yes.
Yep.
Shows up to handle a little contract law, and that's it for his appearance in the movie. So if you got that bootleg DVD from eBay, then you'll be sadly upset if this is your love of Lawrence Fishburne, because that is all he is in this movie for. Yeah. So he gets kind of like told, and this is the only problem I had with the movie, is the way he's told that he needs to go like visit this other person to help him get to Zone 7. Mm-hmm. It's like this weird like dream flashback thing or whatever the hell. Yeah, I didn't like that part, but that's just, you know, I was just nitpicking to nitpick.
Yeah.
And then this is how he ends up meeting Edith E. Johnson, who he thinks is going to be E. Johnson. He thinks this is going to be a man. It turns out it's not. And immediately we get what? Yeah, we immediately get the conflict, another conflict of the movie, which is, you know, he's in love with this android, and yet he's falling in love with her because they're going to have all these experiences together, develop this friendship, this bond along the way. And this is where the movie does kind of have like a little more heart and soul than you immediately think. You know, based on the premise alone, you're like, all right, that's kind of a weird idea for a movie, and yet it does have a nice little kind of a heart and soul to it. And she's basically Mad fucking Max.
Yeah. Like throughout the commentary, they talk about how the gender roles are really switched in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even to the point that there's a scene where like he's gone behind a little barrier to change his shirt, which normally the woman would be doing it in a film.
Yeah.
And things like that. And she's just very much taken the masculine role of doing all the shit while he just kind of stands to the side and helps a little bit, but
it is great about how it does that too, where it very much like is a pro female movie where she is the action hero, she is the Mad Max, she's the star, and
she's also completely gorgeous while she's doing it.
Yes,
with that
exactly.
Red hair.
Yeah. Got very striking red hair, very visually striking, especially compared to the rest of the background, which at different times is either very bright and colorful, or it's kind of like dry and dusky, because they either filmed where like most of it was filmed in Nevada. So there's a lot of like desert shots and things. The movie looks gorgeous, though. I will say there are a lot of really pretty shots, especially in the beginning with all the like the future city where you get all the neon.
I love
my favorite shot of the entire
city stuff.
My favorite shot of the entire movie is when he goes to see Edith for the first time, E. Johnson, and he's in the hotel across the street, and he's looking at it out the window and sees her little office room swinging sign, and then you have the neon no vacancy in the window. And then he like leaves and shuts the door, and we just let the camera sit there for a few seconds. I thought that was really cool. It was very pretty. It's very like future neo-noir. Yeah, I liked it. And you get a lot of those kind of shots in this movie because there's a lot of that, which is cool. And so basically the premise is he has to get to Zone 7 to get another copy of a Cherry 2000 so he can put the old memories into it, because got to have those.
Yeah.
And then he can go back to his love affair that he had, and he needs E. Johnson's help to do that. And along the way, they will meet a cast of characters, a lot of them cameos from old westerns, as this movie kind of delves into western territory, as a lot of post-apocalyptic movies do.
Yeah.
I really liked how it does all that. As a person who grew up watching a lot of westerns, I think I have a love of westerns, and I liked how we get like the old saloon type things, and she kind of is like another, like even like beyond Mad Max, like she's got like a western superhero as well.
Yeah.
That's how she gets through everything. Did you have any parts in the middle section of the movie that you guys really liked, where she and him are beginning to develop their relationship, or meet other characters? Because they meet a lot of people.
They do.
Well,
like,
when they meet
a lot of
when
people.
they run into Six Finger Jake,
Yes,
there's some nice character work there. The scene with the car dangling from the magnetic crane thing is incredible, and something that would be all CGI today, but it's all practical effects.
Yes.
It's just, and then she's shooting rockets out of this car while it's dangling over the like fucking Hoover Dam, and
Yeah.
and then they, and this is another thing they kept talking about in the commentary, how they would not have been allowed to film there today. They dropped the car down the overflow overflow pipe at the dam, and they're like, we wouldn't be allowed to go to a national monument like that and drop shit down it.
No. You just drop some shit down it now.
He was also talking about how that chute doesn't get used because there's no overflow because the river's going down. So, but yeah, that whole thing is just amazing, and you need to really, when you're watching an old film like this, take a moment to just appreciate that this is all practical effects. And,
definitely. Yeah. The effects are very, very well done, especially considering the practical nature of all of them. Yeah. Travis, did you have any parts you liked?
No, you kind of covered that, like the practical effects part of it. I get there's a need for CGI, but I think we need to like integrate it better with practical, and I just, because I don't know, it just feels so much better when it's real, you know?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. And then we get, so my favorite part is when we meet Lester. So once Lester shows up in this movie, Tim Thomerson, I feel like he steals the fucking movie. I immediately want more of him than anything else, and just seeing him chase them. He basically becomes like the Mad Max villain that's on the run with a pursuit of cars following him towards the end of the movie. Yeah, I love every scene he's in. He's great.
Yeah, he's running this weird little cult of what's his name? Who was the guy? Cheeseburger in Paradise. What?
Oh God, Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, a little Jimmy Buffett cult with their Hawaiian shirts and their sunscreen and their hats and everything. And for some reason doesn't want them to leave. I'm not clear exactly why he becomes obsessed with them. But, and an old girlfriend of our hero is sort of his main second in command, I guess.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah, she's his, I guess, his former girlfriend, we've learned.
She's got a new name.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of a weird little thing there that kind of connects them to them. I guess it gives them a reason to at least stay for a second, which, this part of the movie was the part where before we get to the introduction of Lester, this part of the movie I was kind of like, what the fuck is happening here? This kind of hit a little roadblock, and then we get Lester, and I'm like, okay, he saves it, because he's great in every scene he's in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's kind of the main antagonist towards the end of the movie because once they leave, he is they blow all of his shit up first off, but beyond that, he is very pissed about a many number of things to the point that he's feeling anger, and he follows them basically until the end of the movie, and then it basically kind of becomes like a Mad Max clone at this point, where it's basically they are trying to go to Zone 7 to get to the warehouse. And now they have people after them. And from there, we get to the end of the movie. And any thoughts before we get to the end?
Just that Tim Thomerson deserved a better career than he had. I mean, he's been he referred to himself as a journeyman actor, just out there doing the work, plugging away, always working, but never huge, just making a living, getting by. And he deserved to be huge. And what are you going to do? I mean, Helen Hunt was in the first Tracers. Yeah. Tracers? Yeah. Trekkers? Whatever. Trancers. She was in the first Trancers. She was in the first Trancers movie. And then, went on to she was kind enough to come back and do a couple of the sequels that she didn't need to, or at least do a scene in them. But, and he, was occasionally on a sitcom or something, but just never one that took off. He's been in some big movies, but he's also been in a lot of, low budget shit with his buddy Brian James, who similar thing, just constantly working, but never the big star. But he's just so good. I love him so much.
Yeah, he's one of those actors that if he's in the movie, I know that it's going to be at least he's going to be good in it because he's always shows up and always does a really good job. Yeah. So final thoughts on the movie. When we get to the end of it, we are now basically we've seen their relationship. Edith and Sam's relationship has become one where they've gotten a little physical.
Mm-hmm.
And she does go through with the mission though, where she gets him to a Cherry 2000 model and he's able to put the chip in, and she kind of just walks away almost like frustrated, like really, like this guy, he's still gonna go for the robot. Up until we think he is as well, until we get to the airplane scene where she's kind of, we're told, oh, there's too much weight, and so she's gonna jump off, and he doesn't recognize that she jumps off until afterwards. They've managed to escape, and then he looks down, and he's like, oh, she left, right? And then he circles back around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we realize, okay. And he lands, he tells Cherry 2000 here, he's like, oh, can you go get me a Pepsi? And then she leaves and goes, because she's programmed to just do whatever makes him happy.
Yeah.
She's just told him to go get a Pepsi.
She's just told him that she loves him.
Yes.
Cherry. In the airplane.
Yeah.
Which I think might have kind of sealed the deal, because he kind of realizes in that moment, this robot doesn't really love me. It can't love me. It doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It doesn't know what does.
He's finally had experiences with a real, like, flesh and blood woman,
Yeah.
And kind of can see the difference now.
This movie is a love letter to the red pill associates out there.
She does feels it. She does have one of my favorite lines when they're getting shot. He's just reactivated Cherry, and they're still in the warehouse, and the bad guys have shown up and are shooting at him. And she's like, "I'd rather be watching this on TV."
That was a good line.
Yeah, she's very funny in this movie.
Yeah.
She does a great job pretending to be a robot. And then she gets to the end, and he tells her to go get a Pepsi, and then he ends up saving Edith, and they fly away together, and then the movie ends. So a movie that begins a little sleazy and ends completely different tone.
But Cherry's there with Ginger. Ginger and some of the henchmen are still alive, and they're like, "Lester's dead." She's like, "Sandwiches, anyone?" And they're like, "Lester's dead." And she's like, "Well, then no sandwich for him." And then she and Cherry kind of sit down together, and I kind of wanted to see what that movie was going to be. Ginger and Cherry just sort of continue on with the cult in the desert. Because all these
That'd be
guys, they
awesome.
don't have any clue or any direction. They're just going to do whatever Ginger tells them. And I did kind of feel
Yeah.
like, even though he was clearly falling in love with Melanie, like once they've come that far, he's like, well, I mean, we came all this way. I got to put the thing in the robot.
Right.
No,
Just kind of almost for the robot's sake. Like, maybe I don't want to keep her, but I need to bring her back to life and then let her go.
Yeah.
Just for her. Just I don't know, out of fairness to the robot, to just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it would have been pretty shitty to go all that way for all of that and then just not do. Just be like, never mind.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he kind of owed it.
right.
He owed it to Cherry to reactivate her, to find her a new body, even if he wasn't going to take her with him. So I feel like, even though she is just a robot, that she lived happily ever after out there in the desert.
Yeah, I like that.
Just wander in the wasteland somewhere. Just a happy robot. Just,
Yeah.
And that I do like that the movie builds a world that you kind of want to see more movies in, without really giving you a lot of like, here's like context, pages and pages and pages of context, where all these things you have to know about this world. It does it with just little tiny little hints and things like that, like you were saying with the two robots at the end talking. It's just like, what kind of movie would that turn into? Yeah.
Well, only one of them's a robot.
Oh,
Ginger's not a robot. But DeJarnett on the commentary was talking about he wanted to see a spinoff, like a TV show with Lester and Ginger, or
that could be
or
fun.
Maybe Ginger and Cherry.
I could see both being fun and interesting. Yeah, you could do a lot of spin-offs from this as well, and just kind of like what the rest of this world looks like. Yeah, I really enjoy this movie. It is a fun time. I can understand why they had a hard time selling it, but you can also understand why this is very much a cult movie and has become a cult, because it has a lot of cult movie like tropes and themes throughout that appeal to a lot of different people. So
I hope
one that I really, really like.
I hope they made back their money eventually, because those figures they give us on Wikipedia never tell us what the rental sales were and what kind of deal they got from HBO. And of course, it's on Tubi now, and that Blu-ray release. So who knows what kind of money that brings in. I have no idea how those
been curious about
Tubi
that
deals work.
I've always been curious about that. Like how much Tubi, how many people watch. Like behind the scenes, like if you look at a cult movie on Tubi, how many people watch it within a given month, and then how much money does that actually translate to anybody who was actually involved in the making of the movie, as opposed to just owning the music rights.
Residuals and things. Yeah, I just feel like even though we see these figures and it looks like the movie's a bomb, that in the end it's probably worth it for the studios. They probably make it back eventually. But that's they do their creative accounting, though, to not give the actors anything.
Yeah. Of course. Well, that's kind of like Mel Brooks talks about the movie Solar Babies that his production company, made or whatever, and he will say it did not bomb. He made the money back. Like it took a while, but so hopefully, this is the same thing.
Well, excuse me.
I mean,
we have come.
Steve DeJarnett, he reminds me of Tim Thomerson in a way that I guess he's been working in TV and stuff, but it seems like he should have had a bigger film career. Although he does say he turned down a lot of stuff. I think he made a short film that got a lot of talk, and then he immediately got offered all kinds of stuff, and then he turned it all down. So it's kind of his own fault, but I would like to see more features from him.
Yeah, his two big movies in the 80s, Miracle Mile and this, are both really, really good movies. Like, both of them are very, very, very well done. And both interesting takes on, like, sci-fi. Like, different kind of sci-fi movies than you would think. Both just very interesting.
And yet, he doesn't think of himself as a sci-fi director, but there you go. Yeah.
And then like you were saying, the rest of his career is not necessarily as full of as movies that are like represent what we see with these two that we've kind of talked about. I really like both of them, and I really like this one. Travis, what did you think of this movie?
Oh, I liked it a lot. Now, I will say it was one of those movies, like we said, that I just like I saw the poster of it, I saw the cover of it for decades, and I didn't actually watch it until a couple months ago when we first were going to start talking about it. So this one I came up to very late, and I'm actually really annoyed that I did that because I really liked it. Because this is my kind of, like this movie is like right where I like these kind of movies, like these sci-fi movies that really get into like futuristic stuff, and also this post-apocalypse look of like the world is kind of it's deserty, it's very Mad Maxy, but there's also this like cyberpunk neon city. I like, oh god, this has like all the elements of a sci-fi that I like, so it was really perfect for me.
Dom, you've mentioned your thoughts, but you want to
5 stars, 5 out of 5, man. Loved it.
It's a good time. It is a good time. It's a good time. Well, before we get out of here, we have a little bit of plug-in to do. That sounded dirty. Just a little dirty.
Just bear with
Dom,
us, folks.
Plug away.
Yeah. Okay. Once again, I started to say Mystery Science Theater 3000. I'm not on that show. Monster Movie Fun Time Go. Go to mmftg.com. You'll find links to all our stuff. And check out my newest podcast, Mars Needs Movies. You guys are on an episode of that. So every October, we do 31 Days of Horror. And we tested out Mars Needs Movies this year for that on our regular podcast. And so what we're doing now is we're alternating between rerunning those episodes and doing new episodes. And it's working out right now that my brother is the main co-host on that podcast because my regular co-host Honeybees have been really busy with school. But I plan to have more guests on that show than the regular one, so maybe you guys will come on and do another one. We've been kind of going through all the Invasion of the Body Snatchers adaptations.
Nice.
And we've come to a really bad one that's the Asylum ripoff. The inevitable Asylum ripoff it's so bad.
Oh, okay.
And also check out Old Splain, Young Splain. It's only got 3 episodes, but they're pretty good ones, I think. I like them.
Nice. Busy man.
That's my stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for coming along as we talked about Cherry 2000. You guys keep coming back each week. This January, we're going to have another guest on. I don't know which guest is next. It's either going to be Jamie or my wife or my friend Colin, or different people are coming on. Yeah, different times, different things happen in this month. So everything will be about the end of the world.
If you don't have it lined up already, call me when you're ready to do Turbo Kid.
Ooh. Yeah, hell yeah. We'll definitely do Turbo Kid eventually.
Yeah.
Turbo Kid will be on the radar eventually. So, Travis, say goodbye to the kind folks out there.
Goodbye, kind folks.
See you on. Bye. Hot damn, college boy. Thank you so much for listening. Every single week we come back with a new movie about the end of the world, or a movie about the beginning of the end of the world, or what happens after the end of the world, or maybe one day we just decide to watch Showgirls. Who knows, right? But every week we are coming back, and thank you so much for stopping in this week and listening to the whole episode and hearing our thoughts on whatever train wreck of a movie I chose to force my friend to watch this week. I'm a good person like that. And thank you for also being a good person. There you go. If you want to be a really, really fucking cool person, which you obviously are, why don't you give us a like, and actually, more importantly, give us a subscribe. I find that to be more important. I don't know if the algorithm says it is. I don't really give a shit. But thank you for your patronage either way, and clicking all the things and doing all the stuff. Bye. Thanks.